Frederik Frits Bolkestein, born 4 April 1933, is a retired Dutch politician of the People's Party for Freedom and Democracy. Bolkestein, a corporate director by occupation, was elected as a member of the House of Representatives after the Dutch general election of 1977, taking office on 16 January 1978. He served as Undersecretary for Foreign Trade from 5 November 1982 until 14 July 1986 in the Cabinet Lubbers I, and again a member of the House of Representatives from 3 June 1986 until 24 September 1988, when he became Minister of Defence from 24 September 1988 until 7 November 1989 in the Cabinet Lubbers II. He again returned to the House of Representatives on 14 September 1989, and 9 months later on 1 May 1990, he became the parliamentary leader in the House of Representatives and the leader of the People's Party for Freedom and Democracy. He served in this position for 8 years until 30 July 1998. For 15 September 1999, until 22 November 2004, he was the European Commissioner for Internal Market and Services. In the European Commission, Bolkestein was responsible for internal market taxation and customs union issues. Some of the more politically sensitive items in his portfolio were the draft Community Patent Regulation and the draft directives on the patentability of computer-implemented inventions and services in the internal market, the so-called Bolkestein Directive, which has become the focus of heated debate. Early life and career. Frederik Bolkestein was born on 4 April 1933 in Amsterdam in the Netherlands. His father was president of the court in Amsterdam. His grandfather, Gerrit Bolkestein, was Minister of Education, Arts, and Sciences to the Dutch government in exile of 1939 to 1945. Bolkestein's mother was born in the Dutch East Indies to Dutch parents. Bolkestein attended the Bouwleus Gymnasium in Amsterdam from 1945 to 1951, where he majored in both arts and sciences. Upon completing his gymnasium education, he was an undergraduate in mathematics at Oregon State College from 1951 to 1953. Subsequently he returned to Amsterdam, where he received a bachelor's degree in mathematics and physics in 1955. In 1959 he received a master's degree in philosophy and Greek. Bolkestein subsequently received a BSc from the London School of Economics in 1963, and an LL.M. from Leiden University in 1965. During his studies in Amsterdam, Bolkestein was editor for the satirical student magazine Propria Cures. He was also a member of the board of the student union ASVA. Before entering Dutch politics, Bolkestein worked for the oil company Royal Dutch Shell from 1960 to 1975. During this period he was assigned to postings in East Africa, Honduras and El Salvador, Indonesia, the United Kingdom, and France. In Paris, he served on the board of the Shell Chimie from 1973 to 1975. During his tenure with Shell, he completed the first part of the economics program at the London School of Economics in 1964, and he also completed a law degree at Leiden University, graduating in 1965. In 1976, Bolkestein wrote an English-language play named Floris, Count of Holland, under the anagrammatic pseudonym of Niels Cobbett. Politics. Bolkestein left Shell in 1978 and became a Member of Parliament for the VVD. From 1982 to 1986, he served as Minister of International Trade. After joining the Parliament again, he was Minister of Defence from 1988 to 1989. In 1990 he was elected leader of the People's Party for Freedom and Democracy of the VVD, a position he held until 1998. Between 1978 and 1999, when he became European Commissioner, he was Member of Parliament for 17 years. During the 1990s, he was very successful as the political frontman of the VVD. As an opinion leader, he was known for his daring and controversial positions on such issues as multicultural problems in Dutch society, political dualism between government and parliament, and the structure and expansion of the European Union. From 1990 to 1994 he was the parliamentary opposition leader and continued his outspoken and independent style when his party was part of the government from 1994. During the regional elections of 1995, his criticism of Dutch immigration policies made his party the largest of the country. In 1996, his political integrity came under heavy criticism, because it was revealed he had written a letter to the Minister of Health Els Borst, in which he asked her to help a pharmaceutical company, of which Bolkestein was member of the Board of Commissioners. The incident was known as the Dear Els incident, because the letter was addressed to Borst personally. He was president of the Liberal International, the World Federation of Liberal Political Parties. Since autumn 2004, he has been a professor at the Dutch universities of Leiden and Delft. Former Irish Finance Minister Charlie McCreevy succeeded him as Commissioner for the Internal Market. He is also preparing a book on the influence of intellectuals on political life. He authored a number of books on politics and related subjects. Frits Bolkestein is married to Femke Boersma, a retired Dutch actress. In 2005, his house in northern France had its electricity cut briefly by the local energy company after he criticized French protectionist measures against incoming electricians from Eastern Europe. Also, he is on the advisory board of OMFIF, where he is regularly involved in meetings regarding the financial and monetary system. Bolkestein Directive, named after Frits Bolkestein. The Directive on Services in the Internal Market aims at enabling a company from a given member state to recruit workers in other European Union countries using the law of its home country. It triggered huge protests in Europe. This directive was voted in the European Parliament in March 2006 and the MEPs proposed amendments to the provisional text. The principle of origin, which stipulates that workers are employed under the legal arrangements of their own state of residence, was replaced by a new freedom principle, freedom to provide services, meaning that administrative obstacles should be removed. The compromise allowed the draft directive to continue to exist. However, there was a great deal of concern about its effect on social standards and welfare, triggering competition between various parts of Europe. This led to significant protests across Europe against the directive, including a notable protest at the European Parliament in Strasbourg by port workers, which led to damage to the building. MEPs eventually reached a compromise on the text and the Parliament adopted it on the 12th of December 2006, 2 years after Bolkestein left office. Under the Barroso Commission, controversies. In 2001, Bolkestein responded to the question raised by European MPs Harlem de Acute Glyn Ford and Francis Verts, who asked the Commission to investigate the accusations brought forward by Revelation $, a book written by investigative journalist Dennis Robert and former Clearstream member Ernest Backers, and to ensure that the 10th of June 1990 Directive on Control of Financial Establishment be applied in all member states in an effective way. Commissioner Frits Bolkestein replied that the Commission has no reason to date to believe that the Luxembourg authorities do not apply it vigorously. The three MPs henceforth published published a press statement asking the opening of an investigation by the European Union about the correct application of the 10th of June 1990 directive. On the 26th of April 2006, French daily 20 Minutes revealed that, in May 2005, MEP Paul van Buiten was shocked by Frits Bolkestein's presence in Bank Menatip's International Consultative Council, a self-Russian banking establishment, and by his work for Shell, British-Dutch petrol company, two firms detaining secret accounts in Clearstream. The Van Buitenen, also Dutch, then asked for clarification to the European Commission and the opening of a parliamentary investigation. The Commission's president, José Manuel Barroso, answered that these facts don't bring up any new question, and that it is not known if Menatep took contact with Bolkestein while he was in his functions. No investigation thereby took place. The Free Daily underlines that, in 2001, it was Bolkestein himself that announced the Commission's refusal to open up a parliamentary investigation on Clearstream, following MEP Harlem de Acute SIR's requests and accusations that Menatep had an undeclared account at Clearstream. Bolkestein refused to answer any questions by the newspaper. On the 18th of May 2010, Frits Bolkestein advocated for the legalization of all drugs in an article called Red Hetland. Drugs to, which translates to Save the Nation, Allow Drugs in the NRC Handelsblad, a Dutch newspaper. The article is endorsed by many professionals ranging from Els Borst, a former Dutch Minister of Public Health, to many jurists, professors and drug experts. In Het Verhaal, a book about Jews in the Netherlands written by Manfred Gerstenfeld, a Holocaust survivor and senior researcher at the Jerusalem Center for Public Affairs, Bolkestein is quoted as having said that practicing Jews had no future in the Netherlands, due to anti-Semitism among Turkish and particularly Moroccan immigrants, and that they should emigrate to the United States or Israel. Bolkestein's remarks, after having been published in a Dutch newspaper, raised a storm of criticism in December 2010. According to Ronnie Naftaniel, head of the Jewish organization CIDI, this was not the first time Bolkestein has expressed this view. Published books: Florist Count of Hollanders Niels Kobit, Modern Liberalism, De Engel en het Beest, Woorden hebben hun betekenis, Islam en Democratie with Mohammed R. Koen, Het Heft in Handen, Muslim in de Polder, Boeren in Hard Hout, Onverwerkt Verleden, De Grenzen van Europa, Grensverkenningen, De Twee Lampen van de Staatsman, Pennant on Reforme la France, Overmode en Onverstand, De Politiek der Dingen, De Goede Vreemdeling, De Intellectuele Verleiding, Cassandra Tegen Wil en Dank, De Succesvolle Mislukking van Europa, co-edited with Paul Kleiter and Mind Det Venema.